I saw Nosferatu, and that
Mm.
was pretty awesome. It was pretty cool. Robert Eggers, very edgy, really dark and creepy, but like the coolest Dracula rendition I've ever seen. Some weird stuff, but like weird in like you know it's weird, and the film knows it's weird because
Mhm.
it's evil. It's just pure evil. Good wins. Good knows that it's good. Evil is evil. Good is good, and evil dies in the end. Like just really good, solid story. The way they told it, and like if you watch it, you might like if you don't know, if you're not a Christian or if you don't have any ethics or morals or anything, you would probably just see this as, oh, it's cool horror movie, which it was a really cool horror movie. It was a great horror movie. It wasn't all jump scares. It was like a slow burn, like building suspense. Dracula was kind of hidden in the shadows. Bill Skarsgård is one of my favorite actors now. The dude's insane. His reach in terms of his like acting abilities is insane. You couldn't even tell it was him. It was incredible. He stole the show. It was insane.
Yeah, I can see that being an awesome role for him. That's
Oh yeah, everybody was good in it too. Johnny Depp's daughter was pretty good.
I wondered if that was the relation. I didn't know what her name was. Huh.
She was good. Nicholas Hoult was really good. Willem Dafoe, he's always good. He's
Yeah.
honestly, he always hits. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
But anyways, so if you don't really have morals or anything, you could just see it as a cool horror movie. But there's a really cool message of like this represents sin and passion and what happens when you give into temptation and sin and let it consume you, and ultimately the consequences of that. Really cool underlying message overall. Definitely, if you don't like horror or creepy stuff, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you can get past that, it's solid. It's really good. So I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Have you seen the original one?
No, I haven't, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because it is a faithful retelling of the original. So almost it's slightly different, I've heard, but so I didn't want to. I'm glad I didn't because I would have spoiled it for me. But really, really cool. Like the cinematography was insane. The sound design, the music, it was incredible. It was an experience. It felt like a classic, like Universal horror monster movie. It was cool.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. But yeah, so that was great. Easily my favorite movie of the year. 8 out of 10 though. There's not that many great things that came out last year.
Yeah, all things considered, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Robert Eggers though is generally an 8 out of 10 for me. He's good. He's weird. He's very edgy and weird, but like the story and the characters, just the writing is always on point with him.
Yeah.
I rewatched The Northman, and it's better on a rewatch than the first time.
Really? Oh man,
it is because that was such a shock at first, but like when I rewatched it again, it's you got to have strong morals to watch these movies. You really do. Because you see the underlying messages, like this is mankind and what sin is, But I thought the ending for Northman was a little disappointing, but overall, it's usually evil is shown as evil and good is good, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
The writing is always solid.
It's the same director, you said?
Yeah, so he directed The Witch, he directed The Northman, he directed The Lighthouse.
Oh yeah.
Nosferatu. The Lighthouse was really weird though, I will say.
Yeah, it was William Dafoe and his gay.
A little unsettled. It wasn't gay. It wasn't gay.
Oh.
It was these two guys just going absolutely crazy on an island because they were basically marooned and just start seeing things like hallucinating and just weird. Yeah, just really weird. They ultimately both die. But yeah, it's a strange movie. That was probably my least favorite of his. But he has some other ones I haven't seen. Nosferatu is definitely his best, and then probably The Witch and Northman are probably comparable. They're both really good. Yeah. But anyways, I mean, like, think about the Northman. Like, think about put the weird, wolf
mother
things aside,
son
right?
things.
Think about like the story, like it's a really cool story of justice and revenge, kind of, avenging. And it's interesting. It's a kind of a dilemma, because it's like he didn't know that his father was actually horrible.
Yeah.
He found out that his mother actually didn't love him. His mother was a slave that he made her marry him and all this. So basically, his entire life was a lie, and he still chose to honor his word to his father and be like, okay, I'm still gonna avenge you for they still murdered you in cold blood, so I'm gonna avenge you. It's still a really cool story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it is interesting. When I didn't get too far in it. When I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I got like similar vibes. When I was playing that, it brought me back to that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I it's funny too. I actually knew a lot more about Norse mythology rewatching this because I played the God of War games recently. So I know a lot about Norse mythology now. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know what that reference is. So that was kind of interesting.